under a new manager, Ralph Hasenhüttl. What do you know about him?
Only what I've read. He's done that really well where he's been. Lower down, took him up and kept him up and done well in Europe. It's like anything else, really. I think that's the league that we're in now. It's open to everybody worldwide, isn't it, really?
Would you say this is a six-pointer?
I think every game against teams outside the top six, you've got to look to try and get points from. So I don't think you can say anything about a six-pointer, really. I think I can understand why you didn't want to take over until they play us, if I'm honest. But they're all tough games. So you just got to try and get what you can out of the games.
And do you think it's going to be good timing or bad timing to play Southampton with a new manager? He was speaking yesterday about how he's only got 1 or 2 training sessions before coming into this game. He did watch the Spurs game, but stands. So for you as a team, is it good or bad? I
think like when I first come here, you have I only had, I think, 1.5 sessions or something like that, and you just get your points over. I mean, from his point of view, he's dealing with top class players. So I mean, he watched the game at Tottenham really, and Lloris got the man of the match. They had some great chances, and apart from world-class saves, they would have got something there. So it's, he knows they've got a good squad, probably the best squad in the bottom half of the division, really.
Despite losing West Ham midweek, that winning against Wolves last Friday, you're out the bottom 3 and you've stayed there. Has that had like a positive impact on the squad being out to the relegation zone?
I think so. I don't. I think when everybody expects you to be there, it's not a massive thing. You've just got to keep. You've got to keep your head above water. And as I said to the lads, when we get defeats, which we've had away from home, we've got to pick ourselves up really, and we've managed to do that. You can tell that with us being the best, the 3 wins that we've all coming from behind. Really, I don't think anybody else has done that in the Premier League. So it's we've got. It's not like a character. I think ability-wise, we're still catching up squad-wise to teams like Southampton who've got an abundance really. But I know that whatever team I put out, will give it a go.
And you mentioned about those wins coming from behind and some of those have been at home, that home form. Do you think that's really what's going to see you through? Yeah, I think obviously the home form's going to be vital. It's obvious that we, away from home, it's going to be very difficult for us. We've tried quite a few things. I think, once the window comes, we might be able to try a different couple of systems if we get the right lads in as well, But at the moment, we're finding it very difficult. We can't take our chances and we're giving goals away, which is not a healthy recipe. You mentioned the window there. Did you go to France this week? Did you go and watch?
We went all over. Yeah, we went all over. I went to watch a full-back, a midfield player, and a striker all in the same game.
All in the same game?
Yeah, great.
Was it potentially the game that Salah was playing?
Potentially it was.
Are you looking for a striker?
Looking for a midfield player, a full-back, and a striker. Yeah.
And do you think you're going to get the backing to get those players in January? Well,
it's all right talking about it, but it's difficult in January, and we've looked at 5 or 6 strikers in the last few weeks, and Ronnie was abroad, and so was Robes this week. We were looking at targets because it's all right having scouts recommend them, but you've got to have somebody that is going to see them as well. And one game I went to, not the Nantes game, but another game that I took in, I came back asking the question, are they better than Ken Zahoa? So Ken's training now, and I've had a word with him, and he's got to get his finger out now because he's got all the attributes. When I look at all these other strikers, the ones we're looking at, we're not looking at the right top end of the market. So the ones we're looking at, Ken's got it all in his locker. Really, it's such a shame.
And you've been playing Callum Patterson up front, who perhaps isn't a striker by position, although I know he can play full-back, he can play midfield, but you're going to persist with Callum up front?
Well, Gary Medine's had a problem. We've got Danny Ward injured, and we've got Ken Zahoa who's had 1 day's training, so I think that might answer your question, really.
And going into this one, how are you looking in terms of injuries? You've mentioned you've got 2.
Yeah, the striking problems don't go away really. We've still got Jazz and Ken unavailable, so it's just the same sort of squad really that we've picked from.
And we mentioned Southampton's manager there. Of course, Fulham have changed recently as well. What do you make of this?
What are you trying to say?
I'm not saying what you make of it.
Yeah, listen, that's how it goes, isn't it? I can't complain if it happens to me or anybody else. Really, it's how it is. Really, I just think, I can't see anybody doing any better than what I am. But you are biased when you're in the seat. You always think you can turn things around. I just think the lads we've got are excellent group, and it's our own fault we are. We could quite comfortably be 8 or 9 points higher, and people will be in euphoria.
And looking at Southampton tomorrow, if you were to win this game, how big a boost would that be overall to your survival chances? I
think like I say, apart from the top five or six teams, they're all winnable games, and we'll be trying to win the game. But we every game so far, when we've tried to win it, we've gone a goal behind, and you can only do that so many times. And all credit to the lads, but it doesn't do the managers any good when you're always fighting to get back into a game. It would be nice to get chances and take them for once, and look at the other side of the coin.
Thank you.
Neil, just on your scouting trip, I know you'd probably be reluctant to give us too many details, but I'm just looking through the two teams now. I'm trying to play my own game of Cluedo to work out who you're watching.
That's why I told you they give you the little bits of snippets.
Yeah. Well, there's a former Cardiff player playing full-back in that game, Fabio De Silva. He wasn't.
I did, yeah. He did all right. He got substituted, but he did all right. Same old Fabio, full of endeavour and a few dives.
Some decent.
No Ayatollahs though. There were no Ayatollahs.
Some decent midfielders there. What kind of a player would you be looking for from those two positions? Well,
obviously I'm looking for a right back so that we can think about, at the moment we've got Peltier just come back, but we've only got Bruno who would have to play centre half. And we're looking for a midfield player for if anything happens to Gunners, because we've nobody really that can play that position as well as Gunners in the squad.
And would these players be likely on loan, like you mentioned a couple of weeks ago?
Well, I saw the paper today about suggesting people in England, but we've only got one loan player in England, so unless we buy them permanently, these players, we aren't going to get any more than one loan player. So yeah, we've got to start looking at. We are looking abroad on loans and permanent deals, and we're also looking at English players that we've probably not considered to buy, to add to the squad really, whether that be English players in the Premier League that can't get games or Championship players,
In terms of that striker, Salah is a name mentioned. What kind of a striker are you looking for as well? Is there a particular type of striker?
Yeah, I'd like somebody that can score 25 goals if I could in the next 3 months.
A particular style that would suit your play?
Yeah, I think so. I think we all know what we need. It's no good, looking for a certain type of player, because we need. They've got to be able to work hard as well as put the ball in the net. Our type. So otherwise, we might as well carry on with what we've got really.
Salah scored on the occasion. Is he the player? Does he have those kind of qualities that you're looking for? Well,
he's scored some good goals this year. He didn't have a very good game the other night, really, but he did. He did well. Him and the Marseille lad did well as well.
Would the Marseille player be the midfielder you're looking for, or the fullback?
It could have been the fullback, or it could have been the midfield player. But that's why you've got your little gadgets to have a look at. And it gives you. If I told you the name, it would be as interesting story. You can't flirt, then, can you?
Exactly. Yeah. Salah's been quoted as being valued at around 25 million by Nantes, and I know you mentioned there would be money available. Would that kind of figure be available to you?
Well, I think we've got to first of all find the players that we want, and then we recommend the players to the club. And then it's down to the club if they can do any sort of deal, whether it be permanent or loan, because loan deals aren't cheap either. So yeah, we've been talking. Mehmet and Ken's working really hard behind the scenes. They're contacting clubs, etc. When we've given them targets, but there's always complications. It's a very difficult time, January. So I think the thing is not to get too excited, really, from our point, and not get too disappointed, because it looks like you will get knockbacks in January. Even when you're down the line, something happens. So I don't get too carried away, and we try and have as many backups as we can.
And just finally on January, before we turn our attention back to Southampton, will you be making any more trips, do you think?
Yeah, all the time, all the time. We're out all the time now in in Europe. South America is a little bit more difficult, you know, and the certain leagues finish shortly as well. You know, we've been looking at players as far afield as Russia and places like that, you know.
And with that Southampton game in mind, you mentioned that home form and how important that is. How important is it that you don't fall behind this time? Is it only so many times that you can ask your players to bring?
Well, I don't think at 70 it does your health any favours, if I'm honest. But when have my lads ever thought about that really with me over the last 18 months? It's one of those things that, yes, I get frustrated, but then I look around the dressing room and I think, well, you know, they haven't done it on a purpose and they're really trying their hardest. So we just got to persevere and try and give Southampton the best game. You know, they'll have a fillip of a new manager without a shadow of a doubt. They'll have a spring in the step. They'll all want to impress, won't they? So it's another difficult, you know, added to already a difficult game. That's added a little bit more in the difficult situation. But, you know, we've got lads that got to prove things as well. You know, we've got a great bunch of lads. So it's you know, I'm going to hopefully put a team out that can have a go. You know, I've read the papers who I should be picking, and Dominic's told me regularly, you know. So, you know, I'll be looking at the papers and be influenced by that.
Just on that Southampton game, obviously the endeavour is there, the team spirit is there for everyone to see. One thing that might surprise some people is the amount of goals you've conceded from set pieces this season.
Surprised everybody, me included, and it's no good saying that we can rectify it, because we've worked on it now for the last 8 weeks and we're nowhere near solving the problem really. You know, things change and substitutes come on, and then the third goal of the other night, you know, fullback comes in the box and we can't cope with it. So there's quite a lot of things to, we're all learning, you know, even, you know, the likes of Neil, who had a good game, I think, you know, learned quite a lot about his positioning, etc., and what he should be doing a little bit better. So it's really been all the way around, you know, trying to solve it really. They are a lot more physical and taller, and the thing about the Premier League is every corner kick and free kick is a quality one, and they know exactly it's on the ball. Wherever they want to put it, they put it exactly there. So, you know, it's not like any other league, and we have to cope with that.
Thank you.
Neil, just a slight aside, I assume you know Harry Redknapp from over the years. Have you been watching him on?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, I'd tape it now and then because, you know, I watched, what do they call that film last night? Made me cry a bit. I can't remember what they call it now. I like watching a film on a Thursday night, so I taped Harry last night.
What have you made of it?
I think that's Harry. That's how we are. I think football humour in the jungle is a blessing, really. It's something that lifts everybody. You know, it's how we are. People like him and me. That's the type of you. We've all got stories, haven't we? You know, I mean, I rabble on here every press conference, and I think it's just good. You know, age doesn't really stop that, really. But I think they've got a good group. You know, I've never watched it in my life, if I'm honest. But the ones that are left, I'm glad. You know, now I'll probably watch it a bit more, because the ones I didn't like, really, which I could scream at, have gone now.
That's it.
I would imagine I'll be in that next year, I would imagine. The lads have put a face, you know, my face on Harry's body on the dressing table, so on the dressing room window, and so it's, you know, it's one of those things, isn't it? I mean, I don't think I'd be scared or anything like that. The problem I'd have is I'd be doing everything, wouldn't I? Because the votes, I would get every vote to do every horrible thing there could be, you know, it would be payback time. So they'd have to pay me 10 times more than what they're paying anybody else, wouldn't they?